I'm Mike with S&S Grills, and today we're going to do a delicious spatchcock turkey out on the S&S Kamado. Coming up right now. Now, to prepare this turkey for today's cook, you want to start by allowing enough time for your turkey to defrost. I've got a 20-pound turkey here. It's a big turkey. It took a couple days to defrost. You're also going to want to remove everything from the cavity. Now, you're going to want to start by removing the wing tips from your turkey. These usually just end up burning. Next, you're going to want to move on to removing any fat from around the cavity area. And yeah, I know the Pope's nose is there, but we're going to be doing a spatchcock method today, and for this recipe, we're going to remove the Pope's nose. Next, it's going to be time to remove the backbone. Now, I have a set of pruning shears that I only use on food for this purpose only, and you simply want to work your way up each side nice and slow until you've got the backbone fully removed. It's not that difficult of a process if you just take your time. Now remember, that backbone is great for stock, so you may want to hang on to it. Now, to make this process easier for the spatchcock method, we're going to use a knife to cut through this area of the cartilage and the keel bone. Find this spot, make an incision. This is going to make flattening the bird a lot easier. Now simply flip the bird over, push down on the breast area to flatten it out completely. You'll definitely feel that breastbone break and you'll see the bird flatten down. The spatchcock method will produce more even cooking and produce a much juicier bird for you and your guests to enjoy. Next, we'll go ahead and remove a little bit of extra fat from around the neck area. And the last step to this initial process is going to be our dry salt brine. You're going to cover all surfaces of this turkey inside and out with a coarse kosher salt. Then you'll place it on a rack in the refrigerator uncovered for 24 to 48 hours. The longer the better. Now, when you're salting, you can use the scientific formula of saying a half a teaspoon of salt per pound of meat, or you can simplify it like me and just cover it with enough salt like you would if something was being served to you at the table. Now, this dry salt brine is going to produce a much juicier bird. Trust me on this. And now that you're all caught up to where I'm at in this process, let's get the final steps done for prep on this bird and get it out on the Kamado. Now, what I have here is some melted butter that I've allowed to cool slightly. Now we're going to inject these breasts, and the way you want to do this is you want to try to do this with one injection point. So we're going to place that in. We're going to slowly inject as we pull out. Then we'll move to another direction. Repeat the process. Once again, another direction, all using the same injection point. And we're going to do this in both breasts. Next thing is we're going to make our rub. Now I'm going to start with the base of our not just for beef rub, and we're going to add some herbs to that. Now to this we're going to add rosemary, thyme, and some sage, and we're going to mix this up. I'm going to place about half of this into another container, and what we want to do here is make a paste. So I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, and we're going to mix this up. And this is the kind of consistency that you're looking for right here. Now, the one thing I want to draw your attention to is that we did not put any salt in this rub, and there is no salt in the not just for beef rub. All the salt content for this cook came from our dry salt brine that we did overnight. And don't worry, I'll have all the exact amounts in the description box below. Now the next part is you just want to gently take your time, work your thumb underneath the skin of the turkey here until you're able to get your hand back on each breast. This is going to enable us to put our rub on both breasts underneath the skin. Next, you're going to want to apply this to the outside of the bird as well as all the inside surfaces. Now I'm also going to take some dry rub, cover these surfaces as well. Now we'll hit the outside of the bird with some dry rub. Now, last step, I'm just going to go ahead and cover up the ends of these drumsticks with some foil. We're going to be cooking today at a temperature of 325 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I've set up the Kamado by pre-lighting it in a couple spots, getting all my components in, and then leaving the vents wide open till it comes up to temperature. As soon as I got to within about 100 degrees of my target temperature, I started choking back the vents just to get it dialed in. Okay, this thing is ready for the Kamado. Let's get outside. Okay, turkey's on the Kamado. Probe is in the deepest part of the breast. Now you can see I've got a 20-pound turkey here, but because of the immense size of the S&S Kamado, I could have gone bigger. Had I found a bigger one, I would have definitely gone bigger because there's plenty more room to work with. Let's get this lid closed. And now this is my favorite part. Just sit back, relax, enjoy this cook, enjoy the smells coming off this cooker. I'll see you guys in a bit. It's cold out here. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit more, and this turkey just hit 139 degrees internal temperature. I want to show you what it looks like. As you can see, we've got some great color, and I did go ahead and remove the foil from the drumsticks. So now we're just going to close this lid, and we are just going to wait until this finishes up. We're almost at our target temperature of about 158 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So as soon as we hit that, I'll bring you back. We'll pull this out, take it inside, slice it up, and give it a taste. I'll see you then. Okay, we just hit 159 degrees in the deepest, coolest part of the breast. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this turkey, get it on the cutting board, and get it inside. I'll see you guys inside. All right, we've got the turkey off the Kamado. It's here inside. It smells so beautiful here in my kitchen. It's time to cut off a piece of this breast and see how we did. And by the way, check out the skin. I hope you can hear that. Just look how beautiful and juicy that is. Skin held together well. We got a little crisp there. Okay, I'm gonna move this to the side and we're gonna slice up this breast. My board is just full of juice here. Let's go ahead and slice up this breast. That is so juicy. Insane. And now you see all the herbs and rub underneath the skin. This is why we apply that rub underneath there. Okay, it's time to taste it. Just look at how juicy that is. This is why we take the time and the extra steps to make a great turkey. Cheers, everybody. I'm not sure, I gotta try a little more. Oh my goodness, is that good. So I love the Not Just for Beef rub. I use it on just about everything that I cook. But we got a really nice bit of herbaceous flavor from adding those herbs into this rub as well. And it just goes outstanding on turkey. Every single thing we did from start to finish in this recipe shows up in the end result. And I hope you'll give it a try at home. I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. We appreciate your support of the channel. I'm Mike with S&S Grills, and remember, till next time, 2 zones are better than 1. I'll see you on the next video.